Christian Horner, the head of Red Bull Racing, has made a surprising announcement. All eyes are now on Carlos Sainz. Currently, there's only a small gap between Red Bull and Ferrari in the championship, with Max Verstappen and Charles Leclerc in a close battle. But now, Horner is shifting the focus to Sainz, who's not far behind Verstappen. This unexpected move has grabbed everyone's attention. So let's dive into this video today to find out what's behind this bombshell announcement. In Formula One, every detail matters a lot. Max Verstappen could have scored more points if he had finished the Australian Grand Prix without problems. Carlos Sainz also faced bad luck when he couldn't race in Saudi Arabia because of appendicitis, which might have cost him points in the championship race. But Christian Horner, the boss of Red Bull Racing, praised Carlos Sainz after he won the Australian Grand Prix. This win showed how talented Sainz is and made him a strong candidate for joining Red Bull in 2025. Carlos Sainz's performance and Horner's consideration. Last year, Carlos Sainz achieved something remarkable by winning a Grand Prix in Singapore, making him the only non-Red Bull driver to do so. He added another win to his name last Sunday, which caught the attention of Christian Horner, who jokingly called him a very fast, unemployed driver. Sainz's journey in Formula One began with Red Bull's support at Toro Rosso, where he raced alongside Max Verstappen. He has consistently proven himself on the track, ending Verstappen's winning streak in Singapore. His recent victory in Melbourne was impressive, especially considering he had surgery just 2 weeks before. Horner's words have sparked rumors about Sainz's future in Formula One. With Ferrari opting for Lewis Hamilton, Sainz, now without a contract for the upcoming season, has shown he's still a top-notch driver with his recent win. This has attracted interest from multiple top teams, including Red Bull. In an interview with Sky Sports F1, Horner remarked, "We want the best drivers at Red Bull Racing, even if it means considering options outside our usual pool. You've seen a very fast driver without a contract win today, so the market is quite open." When asked about the possibility of signing Sainz for 2025, Horner said, "Look, based on a performance like that, you couldn't rule any possibility out. So I think we just want to take the time. Obviously, Checo Perez was compromised today. He's had a great start to the season too, so we're not in any desperate rush." As the 2024 season unfolds, all eyes will be on Sainz and his potential decisions. His recent victory in Melbourne boosts his appeal and positions him strongly for negotiations with teams seeking experienced talent to strengthen their lineup. Sainz, Red Bull's new rival. As the upcoming Grand Prix in Japan approaches, all eyes are on Ferrari to see if they can maintain their performance. Christian Horner reflects on last season's win in Singapore before Suzuka and remarks, "Yes, Carlos Sainz again. Carlos is the only driver that's beaten Red Bull, so he appears to be our nemesis." Looking forward to Suzuka, a track where Red Bull has historically excelled, Horner adds, "Suzuka is a great track. It's a track that we've always performed well at. It's Honda's home circuit. The drivers enjoy it and love racing, so yeah, we're looking forward to going back." Despite differing opinions among British reporters, Sainz's worth is undisputed within the paddock. Sainz's Ferrari teammate Charles Leclerc emphasizes, "He's one of the most highly rated drivers in the paddock. I think everybody knows what Carlos is worth. And that's why I've said many times that I'm not too worried about his future because I'm sure many team bosses are." He doesn't say it, but they are definitely talking to him. Ferrari's decision to pair Lewis Hamilton with Charles Leclerc for next year leaves Carlos Sainz searching for a new team. Despite this, Sainz remains unfazed by any perception of being underrated, stating, "I don't feel underrated by people who know about the sport." He accepts that those less informed may undervalue him, but he's okay with that. Leclerc, who came second to Sainz in the recent race, dismisses the idea of Sainz being underrated, affirming that he is one of the highest-rated drivers in Formula One. Confident about Sainz's future, Leclerc mentions, "I'm sure many team principals are speaking with him." Sainz's absence in the last race in Saudi Arabia due to an appendectomy highlights his challenges. However, he credits his rapid recovery to an intensive healing regimen, including the use of a hyperbaric chamber and an electromagnetic machine. Sainz reflects on his progress, noting, "Suddenly, when I landed in Australia, the feeling was a little better. Every 24 hours, I made much more progress than those first 7 days. Australian driver Oscar Piastri had a strong performance in his home Grand Prix, finishing 4th behind his teammate Lando Norris after following McLaren's team orders to let Norris pass during the race. Despite feeling disappointed about missing out on a podium finish, Piastri acknowledged the team's decision, stating, "Of course, at home I would have loved to have been able to stay in 3rd, but for me, that was completely fair." Meanwhile, Daniel Ricciardo, another Australian driver, struggled in the race, finishing 12th after starting 18th. Reflecting on his performance, Ricciardo emphasized the need to focus on his journey, saying, "I know that I'm on this little process or journey at the moment, and I just need to focus on myself. If I let any of the noise in, it will distract me from the path I'm on." Notably, Piastri's podium opportunity was overshadowed by McLaren's team orders. At the same time, Max Verstappen's retirement marked Red Bull's first mechanical withdrawal in 2 years, attributed to an issue with the rear right brake caliper. Who will Sainz end up signing? Besides Red Bull, Carlos Sainz has been linked with other teams like Mercedes, Aston Martin, and Sauber. Sauber is particularly noteworthy as German giant Audi is set to take full control ahead of their entry into F1 in 2026, creating potential opportunities for Sainz. Following his recent win, the 29-year-old acknowledges that it strengthens his chances for next season, stating, "I think everyone knows more or less what I'm capable of doing," said Sainz, who has raced in 185 Grand Prix. "I race for myself. I race to keep proving to myself that I can win whenever I get a competitive car and whenever there's an opportunity to win on the weekend." With 185 Grand Prix races under his belt, Sainz emphasizes his focus on personal performance rather than proving himself to others. "I don't race to prove to team principals or to prove to people my value. I race to prove to myself that if I'm given a car, I can get it done, and I can be up there, and that's the mentality and the approach that I have, and I will keep having the rest of the year." Carlos Sainz's journey in Formula One has seen him represent 4 teams within a decade. He entered the F1 scene through Red Bull's junior program at 15 in 2010. His debut in F1 came with Toro Rosso in 2015 alongside Max Verstappen. Sainz's stint with Renault began in 2017, initially on loan from Red Bull for the final races of that season before a full season in 2018. He then embarked on a successful 2-year stint with McLaren alongside Lando Norris. Ferrari came knocking after Sebastian Vettel's departure, and Sainz joined the team in 2021, marking his 4th team in F1. Despite uncertainties surrounding his future due to Ferrari's early signing of Lewis Hamilton for next year and his absence from the Saudi Arabian GP due to appendicitis, Sainz remains focused on the present moment and enjoys his time in the sport. He says, "I just feel happy. Honestly, I'm just very, very happy because it's not been an easy year for me," he told Sky Sports F1 after Sunday's race. "You start in January suddenly with the news of the non-renewal, and this gives you a morale hit and you think, okay, what next? Then I go training and I say, okay, I'm going to anyway get ready for this season, push flat out, do my winter testing, do my winter preparation. I arrive at the first race and bang, a good podium, and then I go, okay, this is my season, and can I keep putting myself out there? Then suddenly the appendix and you say, how out of shape am I going to be in the next race when I am going to be able to be back? 10 days in bed, you suddenly come back and win. So it just shows that life is beautiful in that way sometimes and gives you these opportunities, and now, rather than thinking about my future, I'm just enjoying myself with such a good moment in my life." What do you think of Horner's entire focus on Sainz? Comment below and subscribe for more.